Hey Virgo, I hope your day is going well. Welcome back to another Astro Reel. As you know, these readings are timeless and signless, so you don't actually have to have any significant Virgoan natal placements in your chart for it to be for you. And you don't have to be watching this video at the time that it's published. So technically, it's for anybody. If it resonates, then chances are it's for you, but of course, use your discernment. And if it doesn't resonate, I would invite you to take a step back, wait a few days. I actually heard wait a few hours. So for somebody, maybe the energies are rolling in and maybe it'll, make more sense to you in a few hours. That's very specific for somebody. But wait a few days and then come back and see what presents itself to you. If you'd like to work more personally with me, you know exactly where to find me. We do everything. All right, so, yeah, you know where to find me. All right, so let's jump in. Let's see what's going on for Virgo. Virgo, it's interesting because right off the bat, I'm getting an energy of a mechanic. And it's almost like a mechanic, not necessarily saying that you're working with a mechanic, but it's the energy of a mechanic. I don't know where else to go with that, sorry. But that's for somebody. I'm also getting the energy of a microwave. That's for somebody else. And I'm also getting this energy of being at a very hermity, see the hermit card? Being in a state of mind, because it's all about a state of mind, where what you think is where you are, what you believe is who you are, and all of this, right? And that's something that a lot of people are working towards really starting to understand on a visceral level. And once we start to really understand the power of our beliefs, we probably would have a very drastic change in how we live our life every second of the day. So, but that being said, I'm getting a very much solitary energy here, and it feels a little bit somber, and you will possibly know if this is referring to you because all of a sudden I just felt a little exhausted, just like I also felt my throat chakra kind of like droop in a little bit, as though my esophagus were tired, my tract, the whole tract there was tired and exhausted. So some of you, to summarize, may be feeling very worn down, especially in the upper respiratory tract altogether. And I know that's very specific, but it's coming through for a reason. For a region. I said reason, but I heard region. So I'm just going to say that maybe that has something to do with geopathic stress as well, wherever you are. Maybe something's going on. But you'll know if this part of the message is for you because you may be feeling some form of exhaustion or just fatigue. You know, the kind of fatigue that makes you just calm and at a level of peace. You're just at peace because there's just not much energy for you to really do anything. Also, you may have the perception of just seeing the world move around you, right? Like people going about their business around you and behind you and in front of you and all over you. And the guides are saying that this, specifically this part of seeing people moving around you, may actually be experienced in a split second, like, whoa, all of a sudden you had that feeling. It's similar to, when you have deja vu, that happens in a split second. And of course, we kind of pat ourselves on the back for longer periods of time with that, like, oh, it happened for 10 milliseconds as opposed to 2. And I did this, and then I did that, and then I did that, and then you were there, and right? That's considered a really supple deja vu moment. But for this, it could be, I'm just seeing it come in as a flash. So some of you quite literally could be also watching the show The Flash, for example, or watching something where somebody is moving slower and the time outside of them is moving faster, or they're moving faster and the time is moving slower, whatever it is. But that's what I'm getting. Now, the reason the guides are saying, the reason why you're having this perceived disturbance in your energetic field. So long story short, you may be feeling a little wonky if this message is for you. And the details of that will depend on who you are. But the reason why you're feeling that is because your energetic field is vibing a little bit like a top, is it a top? What is that called? Remember at the end of Inception when Leo spun the top? Okay, it's a top. Spun the top, and it was like, and we all stopped to see if it would fall over or not. But anyway, eventually, when the speed starts to slow down, it starts to get wobbly. Not in the movie, because that's we don't know what that was about, right? But in general, like a top, when you spin it, it starts to like slow down and then start to wobble. Your field is giving me that feeling. So it kind of brings me back to what I was saying, in that you are getting very slow and almost feel like people around you are moving quickly, or bustling about their day, doing things while you're there. And so the guides are saying part of that is because you are getting an energy field adjustment. But also part of that is because, well, maybe you've taken to a somber mood. Remember, when we're somber, when we're in grief, when we're in low spirits, when we're in a mood, all of that, that basically amounts to you creating a more dense energetic field that around you. Now let me just write something down very quickly. Actually, just a reminder about language, and I'll be covering a little bit more of that later, but not in this video. But there are so many words and phrases where if we actually studied energy healing and our energetic fields and how energy flows within the human energy field, we would understand, oh my God, I totally knew this, because it's practically in our language. So I what I just wrote down is the reminder of the expression that my energy just tanked, right? Of course, we can understand that as it relates to the physical body. We all have been there before, when our energy just tanks and but energetically speaking, there is also a correlation there. And this is what I'm seeing here, that you may be moving about the space, moving about the energetic space with such a density that you're just slowing yourself down. So I kind of want to say, what's up with that? What's up with you? Why you be happy, right? There are many reasons, but it's important to understand that what you believe and what you choose to keep as your focus in every given now moment, and this 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 moment, is actively affecting the energetic density of your field. You can choose to think about something funny and funny now, and now funny, and now funny, and now romantic, and now funny, and now funny, and oh my God, hilarious, and now funny, and now funny, and now curious, and you're feeling curious. And all of those are higher energies, and what you do is you create a buoyancy to your field. But if you are in your now moments feeling grief, and then remembering something that happened, and then ruminating on it, and then, oh my God, I'm indecisive now, and what am I going to do, and I have no hope, and what's going on here, and I'm still waiting to hear back from this lawyer, and what's going to happen to me, and I don't know, money's in my bank account, and blah, blah, blah. And every now moment that you do that, you're just tanking your own energy field. So as your energy field may be saying, hey, thanks a lot, just kidding, okay. I'm sorry. Oh my God. I'm sure the guides, it just got extra quiet. So I'm sure they were not laughing at that, finding it funny. Or maybe they are, but who cares? Thanks a lot. All right. Anyway, you get the point. The whole point is that it is you. You. Now let's switch over to this idea. Of course, we live in a world where we experience stimuli. In other words, we experience life events that really, and I mean really, throw us for a loop. And some of them actually put us on a therapist's couch for decades, and or should, because some people are not doing therapy, and they probably should. Or some things just, we just never deal with. Or some things just blow us out of the water, and we just want to end it all. There are very real things out there that can affect our field. And so that's why it's not to be flippant to say, just think happy thoughts and just watch a comedy. No, that's not the point here. The point here is to start to understand, number one, how you're being. Right now, if this message is resonating with you, chances are you are being of a very low vibration for some reason. And once you realize, oh my God, I'm moving in such a low vibration throughout my day, I'm feeling sluggish, life seems to be going on without me, I'm feeling confused, I'm feeling literally exhausted. These things are an energetic, energetic signal. I don't want to say cry for help, but it's a cry for attention. That's probably what it's better. Just like if you started to notice bruises on your body, that would be a call for you to attend to how you're moving throughout your space. Just like if you feel pain somewhere in your body, that would be a call to understand what's going on inside of your body. This is the same thing. When you start to notice changes in how you function, how you relate to the world around you, that's a call for you to start paying attention to what's going on in your energetic field. Because it's interesting, because look at this. I always think about the Doppler effect, because from Sheldon Cooper when he, for the Halloween party, some of you may know it if you saw the episode of Big Bang Theory, and if you didn't, it's okay. But look at this. This just reminds me of someone moving. And in fact, it's the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is fast-moving communication. Communication is energy, fast-moving energy. Look at it. It came in the reverse, and it wants to stay in the reverse. And I'm just hearing London Bridge is falling down as I said that. So we're looking here, and there is, let's talk about it. Okay, now we're going to get into some energetics. Okay, so now that they've talked to you about your mood and your energetic space and your energetic frequencies and vibrations, and they talk to you about how the density of your field, the vibrational density of your field, the slower it is, the lower it is, the lower the frequency you are, right? And of course, good health is with vitality. It's with higher frequencies. It's with buoyancy. That's health energy. So when it's sluggish and when it's not, it's associated with the lower energies. Now they're saying, and they're showing your energy almost like slowing down so much that you're dismantling the field that you're in. All right, so this is a little bit of an energetic dynamic that they're talking about here. And the way that it feels to me, it feels almost like not passive aggressive, but a way to remove yourself from a situation without tackling it head on. Now, I know that sounds a little bit strange, but when we think about the actions that we make, there's always an energetic component for it. So for example, if somebody walks right up to you just like that, this person walked right up to me, the energy is moving fast. It's in your face, right? If someone sidles up to you, hey, they're moving in the energy, and you feel into the energy. It's also like a sideway kind of movement up. It's not like this. If somebody schleps over to you, when you look at the energy field, it's kind of like that as well. So here, the guide said London Bridge is falling down. It's a reference to a major structure that's going on in your life. A lot of people are having major structural changes, and I say that with a little bit of a double meaning. Number one, meaning in your life. Some of you are having job changes, relationship changes, finding out about health stuff, but also major structural changes, because inside of your energetic field, as well as your location within the energetic space and the field within which not only you are found, but the structures of your reality, it's all a massive field, right? It's kind of like, think of a spider in a web. It's all part of, multiple spiders, multiple things located on this web. It's all part of a field. And it's almost like you are dismantling, you're removing yourself. Your structure is falling, energetically speaking. Energy is very, very, it's not physical here from our dimension, but when you look inside your field and all of that, you see energetic structures. So they are things, they're just not perceived as physical to us from this third dimensional space, this third dimensional perspective, because we are in the physical body, which aligns with the 3D physicality, and we sense through our five senses. So in order to really get into the non-physical parts of reality, you're going to have to start to get into your clairvoyance and things like that give you the access to these fields. And once you get in there, you start to see, oh, these are structures. So imagine like a building breaking off from its side of a building breaking off from its structure. That's what I'm seeing for you. But instead of you standing up energetically and taking things and wrapping it up and like, I'm ending this, it's not like that. It's almost like you dropping out from something like this. And the way that you're doing it is you're literally falling out of alignment with it. You're doing it like this, slowing your field down to the point that you no longer there. I'm not going to continue with this line of reasoning because I want to get this on Instagram under 50 minutes, but you get the point. Hang in there.